Hey y'all, Leela with Miscus Creations. Let me show you how I clean the rim of all of my tumblers. This tumbler has been crystal-lacked. This has 11 coats of crystal-lack on the tumbler. I'm still in the process of applying more coats, but this technique also works with epoxied tumblers. All you need is an X-Acto knife. The longer your tumbler has been sitting or the longer your epoxy or crystal-lack has been cured, the more pressure you want to apply or have to apply, and you might need a sharper X-Acto knife. So all I do is I place the X-Acto knife around the rim, and then I apply pressure, a little bit of pressure because I just applied my crystal-lack coat on here. So this has only been cured for about 3 hours. So this crystal-lack comes off really easily. And I've learned over the years that when I apply pressure to the rim, I don't apply pressure pushing down, because if this is your last time you're cleaning up the rim, I have pushed down the tumbler pressing really hard, and I've actually cut my tumbler, and it was a black tumbler. So I had to sand it and apply multiple coats of epoxy afterwards to try to hide that cut inside of my epoxy. So whenever you apply the pressure, you want to make sure you're applying the pressure towards the inside of the tumbler. That way, if you do accidentally slip and your hand slips and the knife slips, you're making a dash or a cut inside of your tumbler. And although we don't want that, because you don't want to have cuts in your tumbler, but I'd rather cut the inside of my tumbler than ruin my design, especially if I'm doing this at the very last step. So I just take all of the epoxy off, or the crystal-lack off. Sorry, I'm very new to crystal-lack, so I'm used to saying epoxy for all of my tumblers. And then I take my X-Acto knife for the inside, and then I also remove the inside. Now I do know if you are working with crystal-lack alcohol, 91% alcohol does remove crystal-lack. So I am sure you can drench a paper towel or a rag in alcohol and wipe the insides. And I'm pretty sure the crystal-lack will be removed from the inside. As far as epoxy, it is a lot easier to remove the epoxy, in my opinion, with an X-Acto knife than it is with crystal-lack, because epoxy tends to, when it just sticks differently. I mean, they both harden and they both cure very well, but epoxy is a lot thicker. So whenever you apply your 2 coats of epoxy inside, you're going to have a thicker coat of epoxy inside. So as far as your epoxy goes, or my epoxy users go, I would say use this method for the inside of the tumbler like I am doing so. But as far as my crystal-lack users go, if you have any crystal-lack or Hyperion inside the inside of your cup, then go ahead and use your 91% alcohol. Give it a nice rub, I should say, and it should remove that excess crystal-lack. A lot of times people ask me how to remove the spray paint that gets inside of the tumbler, or any paints that you might use throughout your design of your tumbler. I've always used acetone. I've always worn gloves, used acetone, and I just use a regular sponge or a clean, brand new paper towel or rag, and I just wipe the inside. Now I know that I am placing acetone inside of a tumbler, inside of a cup that people are using. So after I do that, I wipe the inside and I wash the inside very well with some dish soap. I prefer Dawn, but you can use whichever brand you want. And sometimes if you really douse the inside with acetone, I would fill up this cup with soapy water with my Dawn, and I would let this sit overnight with soapy water inside, so the water and the soap can really remove that acetone that may have seeped in the crevices of my tumbler. So that's how I remove all the paint that I've ever put inside of my tumbler, but I don't really use spray paint as much. I try to use my paints and my non-toxic paints or my acrylic paints for my designs, so I can avoid that step. So I'm going to clean this up real quick, and then I will show you the sand-in part. Another thing for all of my crystal-lack users or my Hyperion users, I recommend cleaning your rim with your X-Acto knife every 2 to 3 coats. The reason for that is by the time you're on coat 15 or 16 in your final coats, maybe even 20. It just depends on your design. Your Hyperion or your Crystal-Lac really does dry, and it's very thin. It's not a thick consistency like epoxy, like I mentioned earlier. So it's a lot harder to clean your rim after having 10 to 20 coats of Crystal-Lac or Hyperion inside of the rim than having 2 coats of epoxy inside of the rim. Because like I said, that epoxy, it's a lot thicker. So you just kind of poke at it and it pops out. You really have to put some elbow grease into cleaning your rim for your Crystal-Lac. So let's move on to sanding the tumbler. If this was my final finished product tumbler, I had no more coats of Crystal-Lac to place on this tumbler, I would not do this step. I would only clean up the rim, clean the inside with my soap, water, get excess inside, and that's it, and it's done. But since this is my 11th coat and I'm still applying probably 4 to 5 more coats of Crystal-Lac on this tumbler, I'm going to create what we call a seal on the tumbler or around the rim. So if you noticed, I took my X-Acto knife and I cleaned up the rim of the tumbler. It's very simple. And then once that's cleaned up, it doesn't have to be perfect because this isn't my final cleanup. I'm going to take a sanding block. I use either 120 grit or 180 grit, and I start sanding around the rim at an angle. The reason why I do this is to expose the tiniest bit of stainless steel of the tumbler. So that way when you place your Crystal-Lac, your epoxy, your Hyperion on the tumbler, you're going to have that seal. So I don't know if you can see, but there's a tiny bit of stainless steel exposed. That's what we want. A lot of times people don't have that tiny bit of stainless steel exposed, and there's nothing for that epoxy or Crystal-Lac to grab onto. So that's why a lot of tumblers, they tend to chip at the top, and that's where they start wearing down the most, especially whenever you have a tumbler that you're always placing the lid on. With that rubber lid or silicone lid piece, it rubs the top of the tumbler. It gets a lot of wear and tear. Without that seal, that kind of seal that is going to be kind of caved into the tumbler in a way, without that seal, that epoxy or the sealant starts to peel, and then you can see that water seeps into it, or it starts getting foggy or gray, and it's just a ruined tumbler, and then you have to do the entire tumbler or redesign the entire tumbler all over again. So again, I only do this during my coat of epoxy. So I have 4 to 5 more coats of Crystal-Lac to be placed on this tumbler. So I'm creating that seal now. You can see that tiny bit of stainless steel exposed. I know that seems like a very small area, but that's going to allow that Crystal-Lac to stick to that tumbler and then create that seal. So I will be applying more coats of Crystal-Lac to this tumbler. And while I'm applying my coats of Crystal-Lac, I'm going to go in and clean up the rim. Once I clean the rim for the final time, I'm not going to sand. I'm just going to clean the rim with the X-Acto knife. So I hope this answered your question. If you guys have any more questions involving tumblers, epoxy, Crystal-Lac, or anything, just send me a comment below and I will respond with a detailed video. Thanks for watching. Bye.